So guys, patch day is here, and with patch day we have many new additions. So let's wrap it up in one video, the main additions that we had, especially for aircraft and tanks. And yeah, let's get into it. The patch isn't the biggest one, but it is a cool one. It is a cool one. So we start off with this, the F-15C Golden Eagle. Of course, guys, remember, this is pretty much the same aircraft that you see with the normal MSIP version, right? It is pretty much the same aircraft. The only changes are the missiles, AIM-120C5s, and it has an IASA radar. These are the two main changes. Of course, there are some inner bits here and there, like the BOL pods of the thing, and also, of course, a sniper pod for you to actually use it for air to ground. It is going to come, it came to 14.3 in VR, a little bit higher, and after the MSIP2. We also have the Tornado IDS SLE, guys, the new modernized Tornado for Germany. That includes upgrades like, for example, the addition of the AIM-9LI, the addition of the Brimstone missile, the Lightning III pod, which is pretty interesting, and also the Hosbo bomb, which is the new TV, IR-guided, GPS-guided glide bomb that the Germans have. Also includes a MAL system on the wings, so very cool, very similar to other versions of the Tornado that we have in the game. For the Russians, of course, we have finally the first rank 8 premium of the Russians, which is the Su-30 Mk2. This is a Venezuelan Su-30. Remember, guys, this is basically a little bit worse than the Su-30 SM, okay? It will not have the thrust vectoring engines, and the radar will be the normal Su-27 SM radar, okay? It includes R-77s, R-27s, R-73s, and it can even use the KH-59 missile, which is pretty interesting. So a great premium for you to buy. Of course, probably the best one in the game, but very expensive. Another thing, the Su-24M got the KH-59 as well. These are the only two aircraft for now that can use the new cruise missile, if you will, of the Rush. For the British, of course, we have the Hawk 200, which is a very light and nimble fighter version of the trainer, right? We have the normal version and the RDA version. Both of them are pretty interesting, nothing too crazy, but yeah, kind of slow, but very nimble and very light. AIM-9Ls, the RDA has a radar instead of guns, and then you can use the sky flashes, but in a general sense, it will be more of a ground attacker, I think, or a very good dogfighter, depending on what is actually facing. So very interesting. Remember that the Tornado and the Buccaneer also got the Sea Eagle together with this Hawk 200, which is a new anti-ship missile. Two new aircraft would be the JH-7s, for the Chinese. Of course, we have one that it's prototype one as a premium, and then the normal Tech 3-1, which is an earlier model of the JH-7 that we already have in the game. Lower BR, no air to ground that it's guided, unless it uses the anti-ship missiles that he got two new ones. So like a new missile, right? So very interesting, of course, but nothing too crazy. Then the MB326K, guys, of course, the new aircraft coming for Italy, that it is basically another like attacker slash fighter version of a trainer. It is a pretty interesting vehicle, 7.0 in BR, very light, very nimble, not the fastest thing ever, but it does have a very low BR, and it has a very cool skin that it's basically like unpainted, right? So very interesting. And the last aircraft, fixed wing aircraft, was the F-16AM. There are others, of course, but these are the main ones, I think. And F-16AM, it's basically a modernization of the F-16A, very similar to the Dutch, like Belgian one in the French Tech 3, but now coming for Norway in the Swedish Tech 3. Very cool aircraft. It does have the PID system. It does have the normal APG-66 V2, and of course, it will be able to carry AIM-120s. So it's more of a ground attacker, I think, option for the Swedes, but it is able to do fighting in the air as well, which is a pretty good one. Of course, we also have the new Apache Guardians, guys. So 4 new nations got the Apache Guardian. Of course, Japan with the Indonesian one, the British, the Chinese with the Taiwanese one, and of course, the French with the Dutch one. All of these vehicles are going to be pretty much the same as the American one. The main difference over here is that they will not have the directed IRCM, okay? And some of them will have, for example, little changes like a worse radar or even, in the case of the Chinese, extra stingers, just like a normal Apache would have, right? So small changes here and there for all of them, but in a general sense, very, very good aircraft for all of these nations. We also have some very interesting tanks, like, for example, the T-34-85 STP, which has a stabilization system that helps it fire on the move, just a normal T-34 with that, which is pretty good. Also, the BTR-82AT, which is an evolution of the BTR-80, basically, right? It has the same gun, but now with thermal imaging systems, a laser rangefinder, and of course, a stabilizer system together with the 9M133 ATGM, which is one of the best ATGMs in the game. So very, very cool. We also have the EBRC Jaguar, which is a new IFV that can do some very, very good anti-tank duties as well. Just a normal IFV, but with the Acheron ATGM. So a very interesting system for the French as well. There are plenty of other introductions and changes and everything, but these are the main ones. We have, for example, the HVMS as well for the Israelis. So we have plenty of others as well that are pretty interesting, okay, guys? But the patch is always very complete, of course, with many things. It is a smaller patch, I would say. Is it underwhelming? Well, it's up to debate. You know, it's not a patch that will break the game or fix the game or anything with that. It's just a normal update. Normally, we do have one of the smaller ones of the whole year during this October-November update, right? So, yeah, it might be it might feel a little bit underwhelming for some of you, but just to remind yourself, guys, it is good to have in mind that we will have another update very, very soon. I already talked about this in other videos, but yeah, we're gonna have like an update before the end of the year, and in around 3 weeks, maybe we will already have the first dev bugs, right? So if you think that this patch is a little bit underwhelming and it doesn't have anything that it's too crazy for you to get, just remember that we're gonna actually have, you know, another one very, very soon. And we wrap it up the video talking about the last helicopter that I wanted to talk about, which is the Cheyenne, which is probably one of the craziest machines ever built by humankind, which is a helicopter that feels like a fixed-wing aircraft. It is just crazy how fast this thing goes, and it's crazy. It's very, very different than anything else. It's a squadron vehicle, so you definitely should get it. And with a 9.7 BR and thermal systems, it will be a very good helicopter. You know, I was actually pretty excited about this because I was actually playing with the Cobra F model, which is around the same BR, right? And it was already pretty interesting. So imagine this thing. So if you can move out of positions and be very quick about it, you know, this thing will actually be pretty interesting. So yeah, I cannot wait to play with these in real matches, of course. So I'll keep an eye out. You should keep an eye out, actually. I will be covering most of these vehicles in real battles, how to play with them, how I would play with them, the grind, everything, shortly after this video, okay? So I will be starting to cover every single vehicle. Of course, I already did cover them on the dev server, but now I can cover them in real battles, okay? So I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see ya.